Hello everyone, I'm Janine Kakmar with PHTV Channel 4 Palos Heights, and we're back with our show, Healthcare Experts in Your Corner. And on this show we talk about the different healthcare resources in our community, and we want to bring your attention to those. And today we have with us Jason Kiefer, who is the program manager at the Cancer Support Center. So Jason, thanks for being out here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Jason, we've had other people in the past on from the Cancer Support Center. They do so many incredible things for people, either patients with cancer or caretakers of people with cancer. Mm-hmm. But you're here to talk a little bit about what you do about in the fitness aspect of recovery. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So I am the program manager at the Cancer Support Center. I'm also a professional counselor. So I do counseling sessions and support groups. We also try to coordinate special programs for people with cancer. One area of our programming is fitness. Okay. So my coworker Kathleen and our executive director Sue a while back started this big expansion in our fitness program, and then I've sort of stepped in to help coordinate that with our fitness instructors there.
Okay. So the fitness is relatively new.
We've always had some fitness.
Okay.
It's become much more robust in recent months.
Okay. Well, what are some of the things you guys offer?
Sure. So we've had yoga classes for quite some time. We have had yoga classes at both of our locations in Homewood and in Mokena. But we also have in a lot of local hospitals as well. So we are at Silver Cross, University of Chicago at Silver Cross Cancer Center. Some of their other locations, Orland Park, things like that, South Suburban Hospital. And then we have on the first and third Saturday of every month, we have a program called Moves That Matter. It's run by a local Homewood fitness instructor named Roy Alfonso, who's great. Basically, it's kind of hard to say exactly what he does in there because he comes in with like a loose plan, but he does a really great job of working with our participants one-on-one as far as what their needs are. Mm-hmm. And it is all directed towards recovering from cancer treatment, essentially.
Right. So I can imagine, maybe a different, whatever phase people are in their treatment, that they might not, moving and getting out and doing things is probably the last thing on their mind to do.
Correct. Yep, and he's helping them recover. And then in addition to that, we also just have a little bit more general fitness classes in the Mokena location. It's called Get Moving, Get Fit. It's run by another fitness instructor. Her name is Evelyn Thies. And it's, again, a little more general, meant for people recovering from cancer treatment as well. But that's more of a class where everyone is sort of using the same movements and exercises and things like that.
You mentioned your yoga. Do they have to know how to do these things? Or?
Nope. I actually was just at a talk a few weeks ago at Ingalls in Harvey. And one of the women in the audience was saying, well, I can't do yoga, and I said, I very much doubt that. I'm sure you can. Because nobody is standing on their head or anything like that. Now, the vast majority of our yoga classes are meant for people recovering from treatment. So it's gentle. A lot of it can be done from a chair. It's very relaxing, deep breathing, things like that.
Oh, okay.
We do have one core power yoga class on Tuesday mornings meant for people that are a little more advanced in their recovery as well, though.
Right.
But so the instructors are great, beginners, experts, they can work with everyone.
I can imagine that doing the yoga and the breathing, I think of just the mental well-being as well, as opposed to the physical benefits to it.
Yep.
You're also getting a mental workout, so to speak.
Yeah, sometimes we're not sure because we have a 5-point model and 2 of the points are physical and then, there's stress management as well.
Oh,
so with the yoga, we're not always sure, it kind of fits into both in that sense because it is very introspective and mindful and relaxing.
Right. And now, so this is for just patients, or who are these for?
So patients take top priority, for sure. But all of our services, by the way, are completely free. It's a nonprofit organization. But it's meant for patients, caregivers, and bereaved individuals as well. Okay. So if we are running tight on space or anything like that, we certainly make sure that the people actively in treatment get first priority. But we have caregivers, bereaved individuals, children even sometimes. So it's meant for everyone, but top priority to patients.
Wow. So how would someone get involved with that? How do they get signed up, or do they have to sign up or register somewhere?
Yeah, usually you do, and that's meant for 2 reasons essentially. So make sure we have enough space, but also to just make sure that we are able to get a hold of somebody if we have a cancellation, somebody's out sick, that sort of thing. But you can find out about any of our programming through our website, www.cancersupportcenter.org. We have a lot of outreach materials, and again, various hospitals, libraries, things like that. And then when you do find out about our services, we usually have people come in. Sometimes we have walk-ins. We usually have people meet with myself or one of the other counselors for what we call a personal planning session. It's an hour-long session. We use most of the time to basically get to know the person and then make recommendations from there. So if somebody's telling us, you know, I'm having a lot of physical issues, we'll recommend fitness programming for those people.
And you mentioned the caretakers. We've talked before in the past how important it is for caregivers to take care of themselves as well. This sounds like a perfect match for that.
Yep, absolutely. The idea is sort of, you know, better we're feeling physically, the better we're able to sort of cope, we're better equipped to cope with stress and things like that.
Yeah, right. So we understand that you developed fitness places in your two different locations at Mokena and Homewood.
Yep.
Right. Can you tell us about those?
Sure. So we used to just do, because we had fitness programming always, but again, it was smaller before. So we have like a great room where we do a variety of programs, which is where we did it before. A couple of years ago, my coworkers, Kathleen and Sue, whom I mentioned earlier, they started working with a foundation called the Greer Foundation, and they got a grant to do personalized fitness spaces. So basically, we have rooms in each Mokena and Homewood location dedicated to fitness. It's a fitness space where people can come and exercise. We have it to where people can rent it out now. So, you know, maybe some of the part of the reason for that is some people say your classes sound great, it doesn't fit into my schedule though. So the idea is you can come, assuming the room is available, and you can rent out this space for yourself in half-hour increments. Okay.
And is someone there to work with them, or?
So not exactly. So what we do, we have Roy, he does a program. It is, so he's doing them now. He has one program in Mokena, then one in Homewood, and he alters from month to month. And it's a once-a-week class where people learn about the fitness equipment that we have in there, safety, just basic sort of knowledge about things related to fitness. You know, like I said, how to use the equipment, stretching, various exercises to use, again, based on what it is that you are looking to do. So once you complete one of those courses, Roy will let us know if he thinks you are okay to use the space, and then we have like waivers and things like that. And so then an individual would just call and, you know, let us know that they want to use the space on, you know, whatever day at whatever time, given the, you know, our constraints.
That sounds pretty easy.
Yes, yes, very well. Assuming the class is, you know, I know Roy tries to make it for people recovering, but he does try to push people as well.
Right. Well, I was curious about, you mentioned yoga, the moves that matter, and so you can go from like either very specific type of exercises to some of your classes are more general for the general audience. Who are the instructors? Are they for the classes?
Yeah, sure. So they are basically people from the community, yoga instructors, fitness instructors. They're not employees of the Cancer Support Center. Some of them, you know, come on their own time when they can and volunteer, and then some of them are contracted. It's just kind of based on, you know, what we're available to do and what they're available to do.
So they know they're working with a special audience or group of people, and they have that in mind.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And some of the people have reached out to us. Someone in their life was affected by cancer or something like that. And so we found a space for them. Some of them we sought out because we had needs. Yep.
Right. What can your participants anticipate from learning or getting out of these workshops?
Sure. So again, the yoga one we talked about, it's gentle, right? Aside from the core power one, that's a little more advanced. The moves that matter is the one where Roy will certainly work with the people individually and try his best to sort of cater to your needs. Get Moving, Get Fit is a gentle exercise class. I think it's important to recommend, or to remind everyone too, that this is not, you know, nobody here is like training for the Olympics or anything like that. So, you know, we have, you know, a lot of the stuff is used with their own body weight, resistance bands, very light weights, things like that. And then as far as the class, the class where Roy will teach people the various equipment, he calls it Introduction to Progressive Exercise. So it starts somewhere, and we encourage people to come every week if you can, because it's a 4-week class where he builds on each class. But it starts, you know, kind of small with basic concepts and then works its way up. But again, even in that class, so he has sort of his goal for the day, but he'll cater it to, you know, whoever is there and whatever their needs are as well. But just basically generally learning fitness, safety, and how to use the equipment and various exercises.
Well, that sounds, I mean, you've been doing this for how long? How long has this been going on?
So as far as like the
fitness classes?
So again, we've had yoga and things like that for quite some time. The newer stuff is about 2 years old now.
So you must have seen some incredible stories, or you hear from people about the effects anything you want to share?
Sure, correct. So one of my roles as program manager is not just to help coordinate these programs and get people to run them for us and things like that, but also to evaluate the programs.
Oh, okay.
So what I do is I come up with basically just a survey. You know, it's some of it is open questions, some of it's like a Likert scale where you rank like, you know, this was helpful, 0 to 5, 0 not at all, 5 very helpful, right? And so at the end of these classes, I have participants fill out these surveys and then I review them. And this isn't necessarily as how are the instructors doing or how is the class. We just want to know what was their experience like. Was it helpful? Was it what you were looking for? Do you think you'll use this in your future? Pretty much 99.9% of the feedback we get is great. Certainly people maybe are a little, you know, disappointed, not necessarily in the class, that it wasn't, you know, they weren't able to do some of the things, that sort of thing. But generally speaking, it's really great feedback. And one woman actually, so we just had our gala last Friday night. It's one of our major fundraising events. One of the women that spoke there, she's very active in the fitness programs, and she actually shared with us, she's a breast cancer survivor and in remission now. She shared with us that she feels stronger now than she's ever been in her life, even before a cancer diagnosis, things like that. So that's pretty powerful.
That is very powerful. I mean, so not only they are being treated at a very traumatic time in their life, but like you said, she feels better. It's just a great way to develop a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Afterwards,
Yeah, if I may, one thing I'd like to say. So every year, you know, we release, you know, newsletters every quarter, like that correspond with the season, right? And so every year we want to have a generalized theme, and the theme this year was survive and thrive. The reason for that is we certainly want to help people recover, and a great thing that's happening right now in society in general is that medical treatment for cancer is advancing big time, right? So people are living longer. And the idea is we don't just want people to sort of just survive from cancer, we want them to get better and sort of get as close to how they were before cancer as well. So what we're finding is...
Or even better.
Yeah, exactly. And so what we're finding is people aren't actually just surviving, but they are thriving as well.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful thought to have when you've got, you know, you're dealing with all the heavy things going on in your life, but to know that, you know, yeah, you can get through this, and not only get through it, but even in bigger, better you, possibly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So you folks know about these. Everything is free at the Cancer Support Center. This is such a great organization. 2 offices in Mokena and in Homewood. So you can go online to their website to find out when these classes are offered for yourself or for someone you know who has cancer. So, Jason, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.
Thank you.